Good morning. Welcome to the TJ Admissions Practice Login session. Earlier this morning, you received a test site email that includes your username, applicant name. This is located at the top, and the username will be important for logging in later on in the process. This should be familiar with you or to you, as it is either your FCPS username for those students from Fairfax County Public Schools, or it's the username that was assigned to you for all other applicants. Today, you will complete a practice login for a sample version of the Student Portrait Sheet, or SPS, in a virtual environment, most likely at home. This is not a practice test, and you will not see any sample questions. Also note, you will not receive a login for the problem-solving essay, as the process is the same procedure. Please review this information carefully so that you can successfully complete the login. It is important to click on the video directions link, which is why you're here. This short video will provide you with directions for the session. For students experiencing problems, complete the support form link below. Note, our office hours are from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Below, you will see the directions or the link for the video directions, which is what you're watching. Below that, you will see the link to the test site, which is where you will log in. We'll show those screens here in just a short bit. The support form is the link just below that. And then information about the session. Applicants will only be able to access the session during this period of time or during this window. The window will open today, Thursday, January 20th at 12 p.m. or noon, and will close Friday, January 21st at 12 p.m. or noon. And the session ID is F2SDKPXE. That's important to note as well, as you will need that later on in the process. On the actual day of the exam, you will be able to have with you some scratch paper and a pen or pencil to work out any notes or work on the actual problem itself. You are not able to have anything else with you. So you're not able to use any types of other electronic devices. You're not able to have assistance provided to you, which would be considered cheating. Your cell phone, watches, calculators, or any other electronic devices, which would also include opening up additional tabs on your computer, whatever web browser you happen to be using. In the event you are sick on the SPS or essay day, please do not log into the SPS or the essay sessions. If you're unable to complete the SPS and essay due to illness, your parent must call the admissions office and speak with someone or leave us a message at 571-423-3770 on Monday, January 31st, between the time of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. so that you can register for the makeup day. You will need to provide the admissions office with a doctor's note dated for the day of the exam, so dated for January 29th. You must call the admissions office to be considered for makeup testing on the 31st. If you've forgotten your password or your username, please click the links below on this page as well. Understand that accounts lock after 5 unsuccessful attempts. You can use either the support form or you can call us at 571-423-3770 or even email us at tjadmissions@fcps.edu. Once again, our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. What you're going to do today is you're going to practice the login. We just want to ensure that your computer and on the day of the exam, you're able to access the assessments for the Student Portrait Sheet and the problem-solving essay. This entire procedure will only take a few minutes, and it really is intended to just ensure that you are able to access the system. Ultimately, it should be a reassurance for you to make sure that as you're sitting down on the day of the exam, you won't be as concerned about whether or not you'll be able to access the system. Once again, no sample questions are provided, but you will see what the actual system looks like and what it will be provided to you. We do have a number of tips and troubleshooting techniques for you so that way, if you're going through this process, these are things that you really should be aware of. We want to make sure that you've rebooted your computer, particularly if this is a school issued device. That ensures that you've received all of your necessary updates. We certainly don't want that to happen during the actual examination on January 29th, or for those handful of students that are testing on February 4th. Ensure that your computer is fully charged or you have a power source. Use the same computer for this login session that you're going to use on the day of the administration. We also encourage you to conduct the practice login at the same location that you will test, in whatever room or location that you have at home. Please make sure that that location is quiet and will only be accessed by the test taker, meaning you, the student, the applicant. We encourage you not to use a phone, a tablet, or some other mobile device. The reasoning is that these are all typed up essays. And while you may be proficient in typing on your phone or a tablet, it really is designed to be taken on either a laptop, Chromebook, or something similar to that, or a desktop. It does not matter whether that's a Mac product or a Windows machine. Ensure that when you enter your username, password, and session ID, you enter it exactly as provided to you. Any spaces or incorrections in entering it will keep you from being able to log in. Reminder that this is a login. You will not receive a login for the problem-solving essay. And you're only practicing the login, not practicing a sample test. Additionally, it's important to note the administration of the student portrait sheet and the problem-solving essay is being monitored for cheating, both during and afterwards. Any students found to have received improper assistance during the administration of the SPS and or the essay will be removed from the process. So let's begin. When you click on the link in the email, or you access the link from through the video, or type this in whichever way, you're going to be brought to this particular login screen. It should be familiar to you, at least to the extent that you'll see familiar icons on the screen when you are going through the application process. The username and password are the exact same username and password that you were using throughout the application. The only difference that you'll see here is the session ID box. You need to enter all of that information in and then click login. Now, please note, you will not be able to do this and log in prior to the noon time on January 20th. In the event that you type something in incorrectly, you'll receive an error message. Please go back and recheck to make sure that you've entered all of your information accurately, whether that's your username, password, or even the session ID. A simple space could be the issue that caused the problem. Re-enter the information and try logging in again. In the event that you're still having problems, you forgot your password, something's happening there, we have a temporary login process. In this instance, after you've tried to log in a couple of times, the temporary login will appear at the bottom of the screen. Please click on the temporary login button. That will take you to our temporary login page. And here's where you need to enter all of the information that is in the required fields. Basic information about yourself, so that way we know who it is that's accessing us using the temporary login, and we can tie the two accounts together. Once you've completed this page, please go ahead and click login. For all students, whether you had no problems or whether you had to go through the temporary login process, will be brought to the start page. Once you're at this page, go ahead and click start. Do not wait. You will not receive an email. You will not receive any other information to move forward within the process. Please move forward immediately upon reaching this page. By clicking the start page, it will take you to either the SPS or the essay form. What you're being shown here is the SPS form, but the essay form looks exactly the same, with one notable difference. There is only one question for the problem-solving essay, while there are 4 questions for the SPS. What you're seeing at the top of the page, or relatively close to the top of the page, is some just basic information about you, the test taker, or the assessment. What you'll see below that is the student portrait sheet questions. You're going to see the questions at the top of each text box. In the text box, you will notice that there are some icons or some tools that you're able to use as you navigate through the text box. In the lower right-hand corner of each text box, it will tell you how many characters have been used and the maximum number of characters available. For the student portrait sheet, there are 1,500 characters available. For the problem-solving essay, there are 3,700 characters available. As you go through this practice session, you certainly may type anything that you want into the boxes. You do not have to fully submit. You certainly could submit the essay or the responses. And what you'll see is those 4 questions, and you can work on those in any order in which you prefer. If you run into any problems while you're in the practice screen, certainly, or even in the actual administration on January 29th. If you return to the start screen, for example, this happens from time to time with students, and it occurs when you're using the backspace on your computer. All it did was it just moved the browser back one page. Just go ahead and re-click start to re-enter it, and you'll be brought right back to where you were prior to it. In the event you actually go the whole way back to the login page, please just re-enter your login credentials, click start, and re-enter back into either the SPS or the essay. In the event on the day of the exam, while you're completing either the SPS or the essay, you may receive a notification where it says it's the autosave error. Now, the autosave is a feature and a function that we have where it's saving continuously in the background. What happens in this instance was there was an internet hiccup where there was no connection between your computer and our server for a period of time. And that flashes up an autosave warning, letting you know. Please just go ahead and click OK. The likelihood is that it's been able to reestablish that connection and will resave onto our server without any problems. In the event that you receive this particular error multiple times, this is where we need you to reach out to our support, whether it's directly through us on a phone or an email, whatever the case may be. We do need you to contact us so that way we can identify what the issue is and what the error is and what information we've actually received from you during that time. And then we will provide you with updated information about how to proceed. The final step and the final phase of the practice login is entirely up to you whether or not you want to practice submitting the actual responses. If you do go forward and plan on submitting the responses in the practice, please note that you will have to have something typed in each of the text boxes as it's presented on the screen. And again, there will be 4 question items, which is what you would see on the actual day of the exam, but there are no actual questions being presented to you. What you'll want to do then is click the next button at the bottom of the page. Right beside it is actually the save button, which is a hard save for you, which we do encourage you to do periodically as you're typing, just to ensure that we do have that hard save, but the system is saving in the background. Once you click the next button, you're going to go to the final page, which is an affirmation page and a final submission button. The affirmation page just reconfirms that you are completing this on your own. Please do read the content on the screen. It's important that you understand what you're affirming and then ultimately submitting. By checking the affirmation button at the bottom of the page, you're affirming that this is your work and you're ready to submit. In the event you needed to go back to make a change or you wanted to make a change, you could click on the previous button, which is in the lower left-hand corner. And then finally, to submit the essay for the student portrait sheet or the essay for the problem-solving essay, you would actually hit submit. What you will be presented with after you hit the submit button is a screen of the information that has been provided or was submitted to us. And then you'll be able to click log out, which is at the upper right-hand corner of the page. This is the only information that we're going to provide to you in terms of kind of an update and going through the process. We encourage you to go ahead and log in at any point in time during that 24-hour period, but please note you will not be able to log in after the 12 p.m. noon time frame on Friday, January 21st, and you will not be able to log in prior to, excuse me, the noon time on January 20th. Any time in between is totally sufficient. Additionally, if you go through this process and you log in, you will only be able to do this once. So please don't attempt to log in multiple times, as it'll cause a problem and each student is only able to have one login. All right, thank you very much. And if you have any problems, please do complete that support form so that way we can reach out to you and find out how to support you and help you out with the process. Thank you very much and have a good day.